So this video is sort of inspired by my previous video, which you should totally check out if you haven't already done so. But I basically went over some of the strangest trends we've ever had on Roblox. And in that video, I mentioned simulator games. And whilst I was planning that video, I realised I have so much to say about simulator games in general, and that I should make a whole separate video about it. And here we are. If you've played simulator games at all in the last year at least, which I'm pretty sure you will without a doubt have played a simulator game of some sort, and in fact, if you go to the front page of games at any time right now, there will more than likely be multiple simulators there at all times. And at times, simulators have even passed jailbreak, which obviously means that tens of thousands of people play these games at a time. And if you have played them at all, you will know that they are incredibly boring, but for some reason, they are also incredibly addicting. I still have no idea what makes them addicting. There is never an end to simulator games. You just kind of grind the game for hours and hours to get better things, or to get higher up in the rankings. Sometimes these games will have quests, but other times you just keep doing the same thing over and over to get higher up and ultimately working towards nothing except from the best items in the game, which in the end is rewarding for about 5 minutes, then you leave the game and forget about them forever. Believe it or not, there is actually YouTubers out there that focus only on simulator games, or even YouTubers that make a video on simulator games every now and then, but in their videos they don't rant about how boring and addicting the games are. They literally just play the game. These YouTubers are like magic or something because they just play probably the most boring Roblox games and somehow make it entertaining enough for this many people to be watching. So, you know, more power to them, I guess. I had a very short phase with Pet Simulator where I played it every day for about a week. I'm very glad it only took me a week to realise I was wasting way too much of my time and on basically nothing. But I remember whilst waiting for my pets to get the money and the chests, I would watch like 2 to 3 YouTube videos, and when I got back, the pets still were not done. So for the people who just sit through the pets collecting the money and don't go off and watch YouTube, how do you sit through 20 minutes of just standing still in Roblox? And even then, after those 20 minutes, it's not like you can go off and do something different, because you literally just do the same thing over and over. For Pet Simulator, you have your pets collect money and chests until you have enough for an egg, then you buy the egg and get yourself a cooler looking pet to replace your less cool pet with, then you collect more money and chests, and the cycle never ends. I also had a short phase of playing Bee Swarm Simulator. This one was much shorter, but I can say right away that even though it was still kind of boring because it is a simulator, it was much less boring than Pet Simulator, and there was a lot more to do in Bee Swarm Simulator. I want to mention though that I'm not trying to say these games are bad at all. I think they are slightly boring, yes, but I also find them very addicting, and the games are not badly made at all. The developers all did very good jobs. So the Bee Swarm Simulator thing, when I played the game for the first time, I had a slight bit of fun by pretending to whack my bees with my shovel because they peed on me. I also enjoyed Bee Swarm much more because they had quests. And not just quests in a menu, but there were different characters around the map that you could go and get quests from. So you also had multiple quests going on at a time, all with different rewards. So that aspect of this game made it a little bit more enjoyable. With other simulator games, I can't exactly tell you what happens because I haven't played them as much as I did with Pet Simulator and Bee Swarm Simulator, but I can probably just guess what happens after playing each of them for 5 minutes. So here we have Superpower Training Simulator. I'm gonna guess that in this game, you start with a small superpower and you do something incredibly long and incredibly boring to power up this superpower, and as you progress, you can earn or purchase new superpowers to also train and power up. We then have Weightlifting Simulator, which I can only assume to lift weights and become stronger, which makes this simulator extra boring, considering there is absolutely nothing to work towards besides your character becoming bigger. Like, you can't even upgrade anything or buy new things, you just become a little bit wider. A new simulator even appeared out of nowhere on the front page whilst I was making this game. I'm pretty sure Bandit Simulator has never been on the front page before like 5 minutes ago, which is crazy. The amount of power simulators currently have. 1 minute they can have 10 players, and the next they have 10,000. This one is by a group called Novelty Studios, and they created Wild Revolvers. So my assumption for this new Bandit Simulator is that it is exactly the same as Wild Revolvers, but it has simulator in the name. And as I scroll through the front page, I find more and more simulators that I wasn't even aware of. Like 50%, maybe slightly less, of the games just in the popular tab seem to be simulators of some sort. So much like in 2015 or 2016, when tycoons were absolutely everywhere, we now have simulators to take their place. They have been around for quite some time now, and to be honest, I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon, considering how addicting they actually are. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of simulator games. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.